Roll for Romance is a podcast featuring 4 friends thirsty for D20.
Welcome to Roll for Romance. I'm your DM, Emily, and today I have with me 3 incredible adventurers. And once again, we are going to consult the romance angels to tell our romantic futures. You can decide if it's for you or for your character or both. So let's start with Sara.
All right. My card is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now.
Whoa.
Oh, man, that's intense. High pressure.
That's not very romantic.
Figure it out now,
Not very
Sarah.
romantic, but I think I know what I want.
What do you want?
I don't know. We might see. We might see. Time will tell.
No, we need it now.
No, it's very soon.
Okay, not
very
this.
soon. Not now.
This instant.
Very soon. You'll find out very soon.
Knows what they want.
Ooh, very soon.
Nice.
What about you, Deserae?
Well, my card works for me or Hilrana because it's the flirt card.
Ooh.
Extend my lighthearted energy to others.
Aww.
Which I just do all the time because we all know that I am just a barrel full of light, fluffy positivity.
See, you actually
All the
You really are a lot.
I need positivity for those that don't know me.
Yes.
It's like the
somehow I'm very
positivity of a
positive.
little raccoon or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
My
great.
life is trash, but
Yeah.
it's still cute.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I think this is good because I'm going to flirt with everybody at the table today.
Nice.
What about you, Holly?
Well, I think this could apply to either Faris or myself. Prepare yourselves.
Uh-oh.
It says, let your friends help you.
Help you do what?
Help you with what?
We'll
In this
see.
context,
body?
I don't know. That takes that flirting up another level.
Yeah, watch that flirting, honey.
I like it. All right, I need to look at mine. Oh, yes. Mine is chemistry.
Ooh.
There's a strong magnetic attraction here.
Ooh.
I don't know to what or to
Something.
who.
To
Maybe the
something.
magnets in my brain are drawing me towards something, but yeah. Anyway.
Magnetic.
But yeah, I don't know what.
energy.
Maybe one of my characters that I play will have some magnetic chemistry.
Ooh.
They all
I'm gonna
have
take it
magnetic
literally
chemistry.
though.
They're just
In
going to
that
start.
They're magnets, like you have to be
Magnets.
careful around like refrigerators.
Yes. Be careful around magnets.
I don't want excuses. What happened was an utter failure. No, I don't care that you were able to capture Hilrana and bring her back to my estate. You let her leave. None of this would have happened if you hadn't brought that random man along with her. He helped her escape a mere handful of hours after you grabbed them. It isn't my fault that I wasn't home. It was your job to keep her detained until I returned. Needless to say, I will not be paying for your services in this debacle, and I'm leaving a terrible review on Mercs R Us. As always, I have to do things myself. Ugh.
Last time we had a little bit of an interesting episode where it was mostly Hilrana, and so we're going to pick back up a little bit, rewinding into the past to our friends Lani and Faris, who are still at the Beholder. Hilrana has just gone outside to go check on Chadley, and you are hanging out, still having a party time with Sono and Lord Bloodworth. Sono has currently gone off to get you all a round of drinks to help get this party started.
I'm a little bit concerned about Hilrana because didn't she have some people like trying to follow her? Or no.
That was you.
I was followed earlier.
Worry about yourself.
Hilrana's like, mind your own business, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit worried about her just running out to the alley herself.
Yeah. Well, she did say before she left, I'll probably see you guys at home.
Yeah.
after she dealt with
Oh.
Chadley.
So I don't think
Right.
Faris would be worried yet.
Yeah,
I mean, she can handle herself.
Yeah.
she can.
She can turn into creatures, and
Faris will be worried when they get home and she's not there.
But she's totally home. She's found Chadley. She got home, and you guys are having a party time.
I'm sure everything is fine. And this guy's really hot,
It's
so
really hot.
maybe I'll just stay.
Adonis has gone back to the stage. Let's see what Adonis'
Ooh, Adonis,
second routine
please.
is like. Please don't fail this time. He's feeling charged up by the presence of Lord Bloodworth.
Fail, Adonis.
Okay. Well, so I was going to give him advantage, but then he gets
No.
disadvantage from you, so it just cancels out.
Yay.
He feels both the love and the hatred. That's probably around a dirty 20
Oh.
for Adonis.
Pretty good.
So pretty good. Looking pretty good. He's up on the stage. Is there anything you guys want to do before you end your night here at the Beholder? Sono has come over with a big tray of shots, and he's like, come on, guys, let's do this. We gotta just let our troubles go for now. Let's have a good night.
Well, while Adonis is busy, I'm going to try to steer Lord Bloodworth. Kind of toward Lanny.
Oh,
A little bit. A little bit.
Me?
Just sort of,
All right, I'll
You
take
know.
it, wingman.
yeah.
Thank
A
you.
little bit.
I'm gonna take a single shot and I'm gonna nurse it and just appreciate what my friend Faris is doing for me.
Of course. So, what are you exactly are you doing to direct Lord Bloodworth towards Laney?
Well, so I have in my mind this vision that they are sitting at one of the tables close to the stage.
Yes. Okay.
And so Faris is trying to physically direct Lord Bloodworth from watching Adonis. So she's probably stood up.
In the middle of Adonis'
Yes.
performance.
Because fuck that bitch.
What a dick.
Yes,
I love
exactly. No, I'm sorry. What a huge clip I'm being right now.
Whoa.
But I do not care. So I'm going to stand and physically block the stage. And I'm going to keep gesturing toward Lanny.
Here's Lanny.
Yeah.
Look at Lanny.
Yes.
Very
So,
subtle.
Just,
just kind of,
just
like,
to be.
preen
Well, and
a
it
little
kills
bit.
two birds with one stone. One, I'm trying to help my friend out, and two, I'm trying to thwart Adonis.
Okay, make I don't even know what this role would be.
Sabotage check.
Sabotage check. Just make like a something and add your charisma modifier to it.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's not looking too good. Well, and I know Adonis is going to know what I'm doing, but I don't care about him. It'll be an 8 total.
Pardon me, do you mind? I was trying to watch the performance.
Oh, whose performance, sweetie?
Adonis is up on the stage.
And at that moment, Adonis comes over and does like a big flourish with his feather fans and like flaps them and kind of hits you in the face a
I
little
totally
bit with
would
them.
too. Yeah.
And then does
love
like a
Adonis.
coy little wink at Lord Bloodworth and then goes back off and shoots you dagger eyes.
Well, I'm just going to wink at him and kind of shrug, like, oh well, had to try. And then I'll sit back down.
Okay. But he has looked over at you.
I apologize for interrupting the performance with my speaking.
Oh, please don't worry about it. It's fine. I've seen Adonis perform before.
He's quite captivating, is he not?
Speaking of captivating, have you ever heard Lanny? Quite a talented musician. And don't you think that, dancing is a wonderful art. Don't get me wrong, I love dancing, but there's just something so intellectual and sophisticated about musicians. Don't you find that so, Lord Bloodworth?
I'm blushing and cringing a little bit. I'm like,
I do appreciate the musical arts, yes.
Wonderful.
That is quite impressive.
oh, thank you.
And are you a patron of the arts, Lord Bloodworth?
I have not had much chance to patronize the arts, but I am trying my best, as you can see.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Maybe we should go somewhere else so we're not, talking right in front of the stage while someone is performing.
Oh, that would probably be for the best.
I feel quite rude, and I don't want to offend Adonis.
Oh, well. I do, but that's all right, sugar. We can move.
Okay, so you guys go away from the main stage. And about at this point, Faris, you have someone come over to you. They are hooded, so you can barely see any of their face. They're fairly tall. You're tall, so they're at about a little bit above eye level from you. They have these kind of bright goldish eyes that you can see, and it almost feels like the darkness is clinging to their body, so you can't see any more features of their face. They have these gold-tipped horns, and they just gently place their hand on your shoulder and say,
Could I get a reading?
You absolutely can, Sugar. Please follow me to my booth.
They go over and follow you towards the booth, and at this moment you see Sono coming up again with more drinks, and he topples over, spilling this big tray of drinks over this person, this mysterious hooded person, and he tumbles over, he spills all these drinks and glasses, shatter on the ground, and you go to perchance help this person up, and when you look away for a moment, maybe looking at Sono, you come back and that figure is not there anymore. They're gone.
Oh no! Where'd they go?
You can make a perception check if you want to.
Natural 20.
You do not see anyone.
That's very odd.
It's like they just dissipated at the minute that you took your eyes off of them.
So Faris will say into the ether, I don't know where you went, but you're welcome to come back.
Did I see this figure at all? Or was it just Faris that saw?
Make a perception check for me.
15?
I would say no, you did not see anything. You did see Sono with a huge tray of drinks topple over, seemingly over thin air.
Oh.
And crash to the ground, so he is now trying to clean himself up.
Oh dear.
And he's, maybe I've had a bit too much. Apologies, I did not mean to make more of a mess of my life.
Oh no, Sono, it's fine. Here, let me help you. And I'm going to prestidigitate his clothes so that he isn't soaked in alcohol.
Oh, thank you. That's going to help me when I head back to the palace and I'm not completely covered in alcohol. Thank you.
No worries.
Oh, Lanny, you're so talented. Isn't Lanny talented, Lord Bloodworth?
I am sure that Lanny has many
boy.
good features, but I believe I have a previous engagement this evening with Adonis, and I should probably be going. Sono, are you coming?
And Sono looks at you guys and he's like, well, I was gonna stay and party, but what do you guys want?
Oh, well, maybe we should call it a night.
Maybe.
Do you mind walking us home? Or do you want to stay?
Well, I'll either come with you all, or I'll go with Lord Bloodworth and Adonis and see where that takes me.
Oh, have fun and good luck.
I mean, I could go with you guys.
I'm good. Are you good, Lanny?
I'm fine. Thank you.
He looks a little dejected. Don't Sono. He wanted to hook up with them. Sono will sleep with anything that moves.
Yeah.
I'm not really into Sono's entire vibe. It's not my type.
He's nice.
He's
though.
nice.
He's
but
good friend material.
He is a good
friend.
Yeah.
And he's not. The thing is, the good thing about him is that he will not be offended or be a butt if
No.
you're not into him.
Yeah.
He'll just move right on to the next person.
That's a good way to be.
Yeah.
So yes, he will go off with Lord Bloodworth, who bids you good evening, and Adonis again gives you like a look over his shoulder as he heads out, drapes his arm dramatically across Luke Bloodworth's arm, and then they head off together with Sono trailing behind a little bit. Like, I guess I'll be a part of this.
So why is Adonis like that?
Long story short, we are very competitive, and we both like older, wealthy friends.
I see.
Wink, wink.
Right.
So Adonis mistakenly believed I had propositioned one of his friends, but they propositioned me, but he won't hear of it. Too big of an ego. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I was pushing you and Lord Bloodworth together. I just feel like I know you've been struggling with your budget, and I know he's a lord. He probably has a lot of money, and maybe he'd want to be your patron.
Oh, Faris, that's so considerate of you.
I tried. Plus, I really hate Adonis.
I know.
You know, if I could kill two birds with one stone, get you a little patron to help pay for your lessons with Aquaria, and also stick it to that asshole Adonis, well, my night would be wonderful.
It's quite all right, Faris. I still had a lovely night.
Oh, I'm so glad. I won't do that again. I
Oh no,
promise.
really? If you were to do it again and it were to work, I wouldn't have been offended.
Oh, good.
But it's all right that it didn't work out. I'll figure something out.
It is fairly late. You get home. The house is pretty quiet. The lights are off in Hilrana's chamber, and Everything is peaceful at Greg's home.
Where's Hilrana? You think she's still looking for Chadley?
Maybe she's just asleep.
I'm gonna knock on her door.
Yeah.
Hopefully she doesn't, shoot those vines at me again. Like that one time I walked in on her. Never mind. I'm gonna knock on her door. Hilrana, are you in there, sugar?
She is a little bit of a heavy sleeper.
Oh.
You guys remember that airship battle that I slept through?
That's true. I had forgotten about that, actually. I'm gonna open the door. Hilrana, honey, are you in there?
Make a perception check for me.
10.
15.
Yeah, you both can see that there is no Hilrana in the darkened room.
Oh.
Chadley, are you in here?
No sign of Chadley.
Well, damn.
Ah, jeez.
Do you think she's all right? I'm worried because you said somebody you felt like followed you earlier.
Yes, I think somebody was following me earlier when I was returning from my private lesson.
Well, good Lord. Well, let's wake up. Oh, I forgot his name. Oh, the little...
I can never remember. I think it's Archibald, but I'm not sure. I need to go back and look it up. His name's Archibald now. Or Archie.
Let's
nice,
find
Archie.
and see if maybe she's checked in or came back and left a note or something.
Right, yeah.
All right, so we'll go looking for Archie.
He's probably asleep.
You would assume that he is asleep. You can eventually find his room, knock on the door, and in a dressing gown comes out.
Aw.
Archibald with a very stereotypical sleeping cap kind of thing. Comes out, rubs the sleep out of his eyes, and he says, do you need anything? I can make you some sandwiches if you'd like.
Oh, no. We're terribly sorry to wake you up at this hour. Have you heard or seen Hilrana?
No, I have not seen Mistress Hilrana since she left earlier with you all.
Oh, dear.
How about Mr. Chadley?
No, I have not seen Master Chadley since the same time.
Do you think we should go maybe look?
I think we ought to.
Archie, if Miss Hilrana comes back or Master Chadley, would you let them know we've gone back to the Beholder to seek them out?
Of course, I shall definitely do that. I shall stay awake, and I will definitely not fall asleep. It is my sworn duty now to aid you in finding the young mistress and her beloved Chadley.
Faris is going to give him a little kiss on the cheek and say, Sugar, nobody's going to be mad if you fall asleep, but thank you.
And
he goes down to the kitchen and just downs 3 cups of coffee.
Oh, no!
And he's ready. He's ready to rock.
I feel bad.
And I hate to bring this up, for I'm sure that you have thought of this, but did you happen to try contacting her with your communication?
I was about to suggest that.
Did not even occur to me.
We ought to do
Yeah,
that.
you've had
yes.
some drinks.
Yes. Thank you for reminding us.
Oh, it's quite all right.
All right, so I get out my extremely tacky T-Mobile bracelet, and I go beep boop 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 boop.
Which you don't need to do, but it's really, it's very fancy.
That's how I think it works. And I bring it to my mouth, and I'm like, Hilrana, can you hear us? Hilrana?
Nothing.
Oh,
Oh, no.
try yours. Maybe she'll respond. Maybe mine's broken.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop.
It doesn't even make any deep to make that noise.
It does now.
It doesn't. You just do it because you think it's part of the incantation to do the
Yeah, you just have to beep at it, and then it works.
Hilrana, Sugar, can you hear me?
Nothing.
Oh, my God, I really am worried.
We ought to go.
Let's go.
All right. So we're going to fade forward in time. You all head off back to the Beholder. You spend a sleepless night combing through the city, trying to find signs of Hilrana or Chadley, to no avail. Hilrana, you have just woken up. You were having these weird dreams, and you felt a familiar hand closing around your throat, cutting off your breath, almost like somebody was looming over you. You woke up, nothing was there. You went down to check on your new mysterious friend Joran, who you had left in Greg's vault, and when you got in there, he was not there, and your friend who is hyped up on coffee, still awake, Archibald, has confirmed with you that he did not see him anywhere. So that's where we're picking up.
All right.
It is many hours later. You guys are very tired. And so you've probably are making your way back to the house when your bracelets, they light up a little bit and you hear someone say, "Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. Your friend was visiting me for a while and it appears that she left without her communication bracelet. I'd be happy to give it back to her if she returns what she took from me."
Like from our bracelet?
From your bracelets.
Who the hell is that?
Who are you? Hello? Who are you? What did she take?
You get nothing back after that.
Oh my God. Come on, let's head home. And I'm going to grab Landy's hand. And there's a tingly feeling, but
Ooh.
we got to get home. And so I'm going to pocket that for now.
Hilrana, what do you do after you realize that Jordan is gone and you had that weird dream?
I think I'd just be like, oh, crap. And then I would just stress eat a lot of sandwiches.
Amazing. Breakfast sandwiches. Of course, I shall prepare you as many breakfast sandwiches as you want.
Can I move there?
Yeah.
Breakfast sandwiches are my favorite.
Yeah. Archibald's a good guy. Or is he? No, he is.
I want him to be like Peppermint Butler.
Yeah.
Or he has
Yeah.
like all of these dark powers that we don't know about.
He definitely is a Peppermint Butler.
Nice.
For sure. He works for Greg.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
what
good
what
point.
what is he again? Like what kind of dude?
He's a gnome.
He's a gnome,
He's a
okay.
very wizened gnome.
Wizened gnome, excellent. Love it.
And his name is Archibald, even if it wasn't before. Maybe you were calling him the wrong name and then he finally corrected
He's like,
you.
no, it's Archibald.
It's Archibald.
Please stop calling me that other name.
I hate to be rude, but my name is Archibald. He will make you plenty of sandwiches and a fruit platter to go along with it. Lanny and Faris, you have made your way back to the house. I need you both to make a perception check for me as you are heading back into the house.
At 12.
7. I'm tired.
Faris, you see out of the corner of your eye as Lanny shuffles back inside something moving in the bushes in front of Greg's house. There's a bunch of hedges that neatly line outside of the estate.
Come out, you bastard.
Make an intimidation check.
A 20. Dirty 20.
Oh my gosh. So you shout that, and then you hear a frightened squeak, and coming tumbling out of the hedges is a Chadley who looks like he just woke up from being asleep in the
Chadley.
bushes. He does a couple of like frightened squeaks and looks at you and just has this weird moment where he stares at you, and you get the sense that he's like, I won't tell anybody about what I've seen you do if you don't tell anybody about found me in the bushes asleep.
Now I'm going to look back at Chadley like, fine.
No one else would understand this exchange between them, but something passes between their eyes in that moment, and there's a little gleam to both of their eyes as they come to that mutual understanding.
Sorry I yelled at you, sugar. Are you okay?
And he will come up and scurry up onto your shoulder as you head inside.
Goodness.
Yeah, and he promptly falls back asleep on your shoulder.
Oh,
Poor thing.
goodness. So Chadley's here. Let's see if Hilrana's is in the house. The
Maybe she
bracelets.
got back before we did.
I know.
So, as I was saying, I met your father about 75 years ago. We were both mercenaries working in the mines of, I don't know, I can't remember, I'm so old.
Hilrana's just eating a sandwich,
Yeah,
staring
I don't give
off
a
into
shit.
space with a blank look on her face as he's droning on and on.
And as you come into this scene of a blank-faced Hilrana eating breakfast sandwiches. Oh, look, I realized after you left that I had no way of communicating with you to let you know that the mistress had returned.
That's okay, Archie. Thank you. Hilrana, are you all right?
I am fine. I have a lot of stories to tell you, but...
Oh, my word. We were worried sick.
Chadley, there you are.
He wakes up. And he scurries over and he nestles into you and he gives you an apologetic look.
You should be sorry. I was kidnapped again.
He looks very shocked. And
Well.
he goes up and he gives you like a little squirrel nuzzle on your cheek and scurries around your neck a couple times, and then nestles like right into your like the crook of your neck and your shoulder and falls asleep.
I can't stay mad at you, Chadley.
So, someone has your communicator bracelet.
Oh, yes, I lost that in the ruckus.
Well, they said you could have it back if you gave back something you took from them. Is everything all right, though?
Oh, it's fine now. This happens occasionally.
Oh, my Lord.
Being the daughter of a wealthy jeweler has its downsides. This isn't the first time I've been kidnapped. It's fine.
Oh, my God. Well, as long as you're okay, you can tell us a story of what happened when we've all gotten a good night's rest, or good day's rest, I guess.
The thing I'm most concerned about is someone was kidnapped with me. I brought them back and put them in the vault. And when I woke up this morning, they were gone. I have no idea how they escaped.
What in the world?
Or who they were. Now I'll never know.
Can
Well,
you
I can
teleport
find
out of the vault?
I would think not.
Right.
I would think Father would have lots of devices to keep magic out of his vaults.
There are definitely spells that would prevent the ability to teleport from there.
You guys could make an Arcana check if you would like.
Should I make an Arcana check?
Yeah, everybody can.
Everybody make an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Would
check.
it be
Check,
alright
check,
if
check.
I
Sweetie.
headed off to bed? I can
Oh.
make you some more.
No.
Oh, no.
Please,
We've got
Archibald.
enough sandwiches, like a tray of sandwiches.
All right, I stress make them when I'm worried.
So he will head off to sleep.
Thank
I
you,
got a
honey.
16.
19.
22.
Whoa, okay, excellent Arcana checks. So yeah, with your 16, Hilrana, you would be pretty sure that Greg has at least some magical security in his vault, probably alarms of some sort. And you would get the sense that if there were alarms, they're probably keyed either to Archibald or to Greg's personal, like, he would get a ping if an alarm went off, because he doesn't even know that you know about his vault.
Right.
Because it was a secret. And then I would say that probably both Faris and Leonie would guess that there would be wards that would keep you from scrying within anybody in the vault, from keeping people from teleporting in or out. I would say Leonie knows that there are other types of magic that can sometimes bypass that depending on the security levels. Somebody, if they had like a knock spell, might be able to do that. You've heard of people being able to go into a plane that exists between, like in between space, that they can
Right.
shift into that space, moving through space in that, and then coming back into the material plane, and it's the ethereal plane.
Right. And there's
And-
also, like, if there's any crack, they could have
Yeah.
been gaseous form.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
escaped as a gas.
Yes, so there are other options for inventive folk. Faris and Lanny are very tired. As you head back up into the main part of the house, you see poor Archibald. He has a stone clutched in his hand, and he's talking essentially to himself, looking very tired, looking like maybe he had just finally fallen back to sleep before he was awoken. And he's like, yes, of course, I will get the mistress of post haste. And he comes up to you and he says, Mistress, there's a call from your father. He said that he tried to contact you with his sending stone that he had, but that you didn't respond, and then he talked to some woman that was very angry. And he will hand you the stone, and now you are in communication with your dad, who says,
Oh, honey, are you all right?
I'm all right.
Oh my gosh, I was so worried about you. I tried to check in, or sometimes we have our regular morning check-ins, and you weren't there. And then, oh gosh, I've gotten you into a terrible mess, haven't I?
Oh, it's fine. It's nothing I haven't dealt with before.
But honey, it might be a little bit more complex than before.
Why? What are you involved in?
Well, your dad made a oopsie, I guess you could say. A bit of a brain fart, It happens as you get older, you start to forget things.
Amen.
So there's this woman, her name is Mistress Ashaba, and, she had commissioned me to take a priceless ruby from her and turn it into a nice jewelry piece, and, I was... You know how your dad likes to go out and party, Will. I lost it in a game of cards, and, I meant to go get it back, and this business arrangement came up, and I had to leave town, and I just totally forgot about it.
Oh, Good enough.
It's really funny if you think about it. But anyway, she's really pissed, and I think that's why she kidnapped you, because she's really mad at me. And she said, I'm gonna take this price out in blood, mostly probably your daughter's blood, if you don't get me that ruby back.
And you didn't think to maybe tell me?
I just found out right now. I totally forgot about it.
All right, well,
I'm so sorry, baby. He starts to cry.
Oh, it's okay.
I can't come back. If I could come back, I would, but I'm currently detained by other pressing issues.
Are you okay? Are you in jail again?
Of course not. You can make an insight check if you want to. I'll say for the sake of things, you guys can also hear what
Okay,
you can put it on. You can put it on speaker stone.
Speaker stone.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, he's definitely in jail again.
Ah.
All right, I'll arrange. Just let me know where you are, and I'll have Archie send over the bail money.
It's more complicated than that. The funds right now are a little dry, because otherwise I would just be like, "Hey, go give whoever I traded the stone to.
Where
give him
is
some
the
money."
stone?
Well, I regularly gamble with a group of somewhat close friends, and I lost it this past time. I believe to a merchant named Aneth Tresile.
Yo, how the hell do you spell that?
Oh, Lenny, how you doing? I can definitely spell that for you if you need that for your notes. She's a gambling buddy of mine. She owns a shop that, we trade stuff sometimes. We sometimes get mad at each other, but she cleaned me out this time, and this is all I had at the moment, so I figured I would buy it back at some point, or win it back, and then I just forgot. She's the owner of Spellbound. It's in the Sky Market. It's not a couple blocks away from my shop. She could probably be reasoned with, maybe.
All right. Anything else you can tell us that might help us get it back?
You can tell her that I will owe her a favor.
Greg, I'm sorry to interrupt. What other kinds of things might she be interested in besides your favors?
A lot of my stuff down... You guys, I'm sure you found the vault by now. My daughter is very crafty. Most of that stuff in there is not very valuable, so probably doesn't want any of that. Interested in magical secrets, oddities, antiquities. Nothing that I have to give you. But a favor, I could definitely promise her something in the future, and that might be worth something.
A favor from a djinn is always worth something.
Exactly. And I don't give them out lightly. So she might be into that.
All right. Guess we're going down. Well, are you going with me? I just assumed.
Oh, are we, do we need to rest? Are we good?
You can definitely rest if you want to.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we take a quick rest?
Sandwiches.
Yeah, have some sandwiches and maybe take a little nap. And then we'll be good to go.
All right.
I'm going to eat a sandwich and then pass out. I'm asleep in the kitchen.
Perfect.
I'm
There's a
gonna
nice little
Put a blanket
window.
over
Yeah.
Lanny.
There's like a little bay window with a window seat that you could fall asleep on.
I definitely can't climb those stairs right now.
Oh, bad choices were
Bad
made.
choice.
Tired
Choices.
person chooses the tower room.
That's
We really
Lanny.
should put an elevator in. It'd be funny if actually there was an elevator the whole time and you didn't.
I don't know.
And I'm like, it's behind this door.
Eventually, it's going to help me get. I'll get an athletics proficiency
Yeah.
from climbing those stairs over and over again.
Enough times, you will definitely
Yeah.
get a bump to
something.
athletics.
Lanny has like amazing thighs.
Yeah.
So muscular. I also want to talk to Mr. Chadley.
Yeah.
Of course.
Chadley, where the hell were you?
He makes some pathetic barks, and he basically will tell you that he got really mad at you, and he ran off, and then he decided to go gamble for a little while. As you do. He gambled for a while. He got into a fight with a regular human man, just not another squirrel, a full-size
Fighting
human
squirrels.
man. Got into a fight, barely made it out. Ran back to the house and just got a little bit disoriented, and then was ashamed to come inside, so he just stayed outside until he knew that you were home.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
Absolutely. I will make a deception or persuasion check for Chadley.
7.
It's a really bad roll. You get the sense that Chadley is making a lot of that story up.
For shame.
Why has he got to be so shady?
He seems
Shady squirrel.
apologetic that he ran away and left you when you got kidnapped. He does feel really bad about that, but other than that, his story does not seem accurate at all to you.
I think we all need to talk about Chadley and his behavior.
Chadley, this is an
agree.
intervention.
Before you go try to solve
We all have letters. Chadley, your gambling problem
This is how it's affected
has been
me.
causing a lot of issues,
Now, is this a private
tearing
conversation?
apart our family.
I assume that they're having a private conversation,
Okay.
maybe while you guys are sleeping.
All right, so we didn't hear any. Well, we wouldn't have known anyway, probably.
Can I
No.
tell him?
Okay.
Okay, well, I can do whatever I want.
You have a way of communicating
I wanna
with
say-
Chadley.
Chadley, tell me what really happened.
Make a persuasion check.
13.
Okay, Chadley will look kind of ashamedly over to the side, and he will tell you that he basically scrambled up the wall and then started to climb down, fell, and then hit his head and fell, and then was passed out in the alleyways of the Beholder, and then woke up really early in the morning and was super embarrassed, and then ran back to the house.
All right.
And he did fall asleep in the bushes outside because he does have a head injury.
Are you okay? Can I do a medicine check?
Medicine check.
Maybe he dreamed that he got into a fight with a human man.
I made all that up.
It's happened before, so he was
17.
trying to use
Yeah, that makes
believable
sense.
things. But
Yeah.
it didn't work.
It's a good lying strategy.
Mhm.
My medicine check was a 17.
He does have like a big welt on his little squirrel head,
Oh, poor
Aw,
baby.
And-
poor Chadley.
but you don't think that he's in risk of like having a really bad concussion or anything that would need to have squirrel medicine done to
I'm
him.
going to insist on wrapping it up.
Oh,
So
okay.
he has a cute little squirrel bandage.
Yes,
on.
you can bandage it up. He seems much more chill than he had been before. He seems a little bit embarrassed. Well, actually, very embarrassed about the whole thing.
Well, Chadley, you know you can always talk to me. You don't need to go running off, getting head injuries in alleys. We've been together a long time. We can work through anything.
He squeaks and nods a little bit.
Oh, hey there. It's me, your DM and pal, Emily. It's just so nice to have you here with us. I'd like to do a special shout out to Chelsea, aka @ChellarsenArt on Twitter. Thank you so much for your support and love, Chelsea. They're an incredible fantasy artist and you should go check their stuff out. We'll put a link in the show notes. Cool fun tip, if you tag @RollForRomance on Twitter, you get a chance for a shout out in a future episode like we just did for Chelsea. If you enjoy the show, consider sharing it with a friend who might also like our antics. You can follow @RollForRomance on Twitter and also review the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you haven't already. We also have a coffee now where you can tip us and peruse our various TTRPG creations, and link for that is in our show notes. Thanks again for listening. Now let's get back to our amorous adventures.
All right, so I'm going to wake you guys up and say, rise and shine. What are we doing today?
Did you want to go talk to Manethdrasal?
Yes, might as well.
So you can make your way across town to Sky Market, which is the center of the upper terrace. You find your way to Spellbound, which is the name of a magic shop / book shop. And you get to the shop, there is a sign outside that is very fancily scrawled, and you open the door, and the interior of it is very dark. There were like really thick velvet curtains that had blocked out the windows so you couldn't see inside. And you enter, it is dimly lit by these multicolored floating orbs that are all bobbing around towards the ceiling. The walls themselves are very dark, and there are all kinds of different shelves of strange looking tomes and tattered scrolls, a large cabinet filled with potions and components, and display cases illuminated from inside featuring an assortment of iniquities and oddities. And towards the back of the space, as you enter, there's a little tiny chime that happens, and a woman comes from a back room behind curtains. She's a medium height human, maybe, woman, who has long, silky black hair, dark skin. On one of her arms, there are golden tattoos of snakes going all the way up and down her arm. The other arm is missing, and on that side of her body, she has a snake draped over her shoulder, and it comes out and actually is the first thing that you see peeking around the corner is this large snake pulling the curtain back for her to move through, and then it coils back up and wraps over her shoulder.
That is so cool.
And she will say to you, "Welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here at my shop. Welcome to Spellbound. May I help you?"
Hello, I am looking for Anath Tresoil.
"That is me. It is wonderful to have you in my shop, and who might you be?"
I am Hilrana Drema, the daughter of Greg. Perhaps you know him.
"Greg the Gregarious?"
Yes, the one and only.
"Yes, I know of him. You don't look much like him, thankfully."
No, yes, we're both thankful for that.
"Are you here to peruse my wares?"
So I understand my father recently lost a card game to you in which you won a ruby jewel.
"He's very bad at cards."
He is. I keep telling him to stop playing, but
He really does need to stop, but he's an addict of sorts.
everyone around me seems to be a gambling addict.
It's a problem in the city. I can stop whenever I want to because I much prefer the treasures that you see around me.
And they're lovely.
Thank you. Would you like to, perchance, peruse my wares? And she looks at you, the other two as well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to just, go and look around, but first I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on her.
Ooh, I love it.
Nice.
So you're getting surface stuff from her.
Yes. I'm not trying to get more than that because I don't want her to notice.
Of course. So you can go and look at one of the display cases and then subtly. Is there any kind of somatic component to detect thoughts, or is it just?
There is.
So make just a deception check for me.
Dirty 20.
Ooh. Shit.
So you do it, and you're gonna get the stuff, but you see her very, narrow slitted eyes dart over to you as she's continuing to talk as you're casting this. But you do get the sense of her thinking, her surface thoughts are intrigued that you are casting a spell on her.
Okay.
Just like a very quiet. Okay, interesting. You don't get any sense of malice or anything in her emotion.
Okay.
She doesn't seem upset. You do get the sense that she is just curious about you all. Maybe wanting to make a sale. She's a salesperson.
Right.
Yeah. And the snake will come off of her shoulder at this point and come down and slither over to where the display case is, and it will actually nudge open the top of it, and she says, "If there's anything you would like to inspect, please feel free to do so."
Thank you.
Is the snake a sales snake?
It is my sales snake, yes.
Faris is fascinated. Of course, the decor she thinks is amazing because it's similar to the heavy velvet drapes that she uses in her shop. And she's checking out those floating orbs because she thinks that's a super cool idea. She's all the time trying to get decorating ideas
Perfect.
to freshen up her space. So she's mostly looking around in joy and wonderment at the decor.
Okay, awesome. So, continuing our conversation.
Oh, I was asking if she remembers winning that ruby from Greg.
Yes, I do remember that. I'd be happy to discuss it if you wanted to take a moment to perhaps look at what I have to offer.
I would love to look at what you have to offer, but also, do you still have the ruby in your possession?
That's something we can discuss.
Well, I'm here
Once
to let's
you
discuss it.
make a purchase.
Oh, okay. Purchase for information. Right, I will look around.
My wares are very nice. I think you will like them. If you're anything like Greg.
Do I see anything that catches my eye?
Sure, you all can look around if you want to, just see what is going on in this spooky shop.
Yeah, I definitely want to look around.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a magic shop. And you do also, she will say to you, and this jogs something in probably Hilrana's memory because she was the one that read the tabloid, that in the ads she says, there's a buy 2 magical items, get membership to our social club offer
Ooh.
going on right now.
Intriguing.
It's very exclusive.
And you can't be that exclusive if you just have to buy two items.
So you see within the store, and you can ask her more questions about these things. But in the display right next to you where the snake had popped it open, what should the snake's name be?
My first thing was Slithers, like Smithers.
Slithers, okay, yes. Slithers. She's like, Slithers, can you aid that one over there? Apologies, I did not get your name.
Oh, hello. Yes, my name is Laniver Faris.
Wonderful to meet you. I am Anna Tressile.
Very nice to meet you, Miss Tressile.
So there is a skull with a sapphire eye. There are a bunch of darts that look very maybe magical imbued or potentially poisonous. You're not sure. It's like a hodgepodge. You see a very, very fancy shining amulet at the center of that thing, and it has this little bubble over it that seems like maybe it's protecting it from anybody actually trying to take it out. Other things, you see a big rolled up textile, gorgeous woven carpet in the one corner of the space that catches your eye. Those bobbing lights, some of them are for sale.
Ooh.
And there's in the one cabinet with all these different bottles, tons of different types of potions. There's one that looks like it has just pure smoke inside of it, and a little bit is just leaking out and kind of filling some of the space of the cabinet. There is a very creepy looking mirror with some snakes around the border of it and little like demony looking skulls in the filigree around it. Bunch of different scrolls, tons and tons of scrolls, tons of books, a bunch of material components. There's like acid. Among the components and the crystals, there is one particularly fancy looking sapphire. If you want any information, please let me or Slithers know.
I'm interested in the mirror.
Ooh, you have expensive taste and a bit dangerous taste. This over here is a mirror of life trapping. Don't look in it for too long. I have it enchanted so that it will not grab you, but it is often used as a defense to stop anyone intruding or anyone looking into the mirror, trapping their souls inside of it.
Oh my word.
Okay.
I can't guarantee whether or not there are any occupants within at the moment.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think I might pass on that. But I am interested in some of your bobbin orbs.
I feel like Chadley is looking at the
Yes,
mirror. He's
Chadley
like touching the side,
woozy.
like, oh.
Chadley, don't look in it too long, Chadley.
It should be all right. I think I can get him out if need be.
Oh my goodness.
For a small fee.
Of course.
Those are drift globes. They will cost you 300 gold for a trio of them.
Oh, wonderful. I think I might take a trio.
Perfect.
How big are they?
These ones are fairly small, like the size of a plum or a
Okay, yeah.
peach. Yeah.
But it might be useful.
Yeah, you can definitely use them like for adventuring too. People
Right.
can use them as light sources if you need them.
Or you could learn to juggle them.
Yeah, you could. There are 3 of them, so
Yeah.
that would be amazing. They do kind of float on their own, so it would be assist you in the process.
Even
then
better.
you wouldn't have to be very good.
Maybe good, yeah, good for beginners.
Anything else that was interesting to anyone?
I'm interested in the amulet.
The amulet is probably the fanciest looking thing in the place. You have Hilrana has honed her expensive taste. This right here is an amulet of the planes. It is mostly for using to travel between the different planes of our realm.
Oh.
Wow.
It's one of my favorite items. I can't tell you how I got it.
How did you get it?
Well,
I'll tell you.
my mother was a planar traveler. She was a type of, I guess you could call demigod, angel of sorts. And she used to use it back in the day when she passed. She was going to give it to my sister, but let's just say I was convincing and took it for myself.
And you're selling it now?
Yes, I don't need it anymore.
Okay. And how much does that cost?
Well, this one, like I said, is quite valuable. It is 65,000 gold.
Good.
Okay, I have 25 clubs in my name. I'm not saying that out loud, but I'm like,
She's got, like, her
I can't
pocket
afford
on.
anything.
The thing is, there is a wide, from what you can tell, just doing a general intelligence kind of survey, because
Right.
you're used to being like, yeah, I can't afford
Right.
this shit. There's a wide variety of prices, and you guys have happened to pick out the most
What about the carpet?
interesting looking things. Yeah, the carpet is. These are like goals. These are goals for you guys to work
Yes.
up to, essentially.
Instead of flying carpet.
Yes, you are correct. It is a carpet of flying. It was woven by the. I don't know. I didn't get a pedigree on this, but it's pretty fancy, don't you think? And her snake will come over and will help her with one side, and then she uses the other arm that has all the tattoos on it to open up the carpet and unfurl it, and it floats, taking up a big chunk of the center floor space. It just floats in the air. As you can see, this is a flying carpet.
What about this expensive gem over here?
That is an elemental gem.
Ooh.
It has an elemental trapped inside of it, bonded to the gem.
Poor elemental.
I wouldn't have thought that a daughter of Greg's would be squeamish about that sort of thing.
Well, I'm not heartless.
Neither am I.
Do you have any tools of divination?
Divination. I have some scrolls. I have some books on divination.
Oh, can
Okay.
your lovely assistant point me to those?
Yes, so they will take you over there. You know, as a warlock, scrolls aren't going to really help.
No,
you.
no.
No.
I was hoping for like some cards or some runes
Yeah,
or
you
bones.
can find some fancy bones that you have no idea what these are bones of. They're very, very small. Maybe you can ask. She will tell you that they are bones of a kobold warrior.
What do you do?
Oh,
They can help you see your future dangers that may appear.
Oh, and what is the price on these?
500 gold.
If she's not going to take the bones, I'll take the bones.
The bones.
Go ahead.
There are a bunch of books too. If there's anything that you wanted to look for,
I would
knowledge
definitely.
of.
Chadley's looking at the
Yeah,
books.
look at
Does
the
Chadley have any money?
Chadley has no money. Come on.
Oh yeah, he lost it all.
What type of books are you looking for? You can make an investigation check if you want to for specific books.
I'm still kind of interested in this whole Lear,
yeah.
like all the Lear junk. I'm wondering if there are any books about that entire situation.
Interesting. You have a connection to Lear.
Oh, just curious.
She narrows her very slitted eyes at you. They get even more narrow. And by slitted, they're very snake-like eyes.
Right.
She's this very snaky lady. Make a persuasion check for me. And she's gonna make an insight check on you.
13.
There's something about you that resonates when I look at you. All three of you, in fact. You seem trustworthy if you're not related, but associated with Greg. My mother was actually a servant of Lear. She died
Oh.
back when all of her disciples were slaughtered. So I do have a bit of that blood in my veins.
Interesting.
So I do have a few tomes that may be of use to you. I can't give them to you, but I could lend them.
Well, if you wouldn't mind.
I would need you to join my social club.
Is it just a book club?
you can. Do you ask that?
Yes.
How did you guess?
I like
Fine, I'll join your book club.
I call it a social club because that seems more glamorous, but yes, it's a book club. In fact, you all have been so nice so far, and you've purchased the threshold of what I wanted before I gave you more information. I don't have the gem anymore, unfortunately. I gave it. She goes into a bookshelf. She presses a couple buttons on something, and it opens up into a back room, which is, I don't know I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's a much different vibe than this room. It's much more light and cute and flowery. And she says, I got it for an advanced copy of Evangeline Sparks' latest novel.
Wow.
We can come into the reading room.
Do you happen to remember who you traded it to?
I gave it to her, Miss
Oh.
Sparks herself.
Oh.
She came into the shop and she saw it and she said, I don't have the money for that, but I could give you a signed copy of my latest book, Sating the Satyr.
Oh,
Interesting.
goodness.
I'm a bit of a romance fan.
Oh, we are as well. I am. I think we discussed this before, didn't we?
It's my social club is a romance and other
Chadley
mostly
is suddenly
romance novels.
very interested because, he likes to write romance novels in his spare time.
Is that what he was writing?
Oh,
a romance
yeah.
novel?
I would not have guessed that.
I also, of course, do scholarly meetings if that's more of your interest. But yes, I don't have the gem. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. We thank you for giving us a lead on that. Yes, I would love to join the club. I suppose I could use some healing potions.
Yes, of course. Healing potions would be
Do we each have to buy 2 things?
in order to be a member of the social
Okay,
club.
that's all.
She's a
the
hard
social
bargain.
Does she have any inexpensive crystals?
Yeah, well, there's the elemental gem, which she would sell you for 300 gold. The potions of healing are 100 gold each. There's just some fancy star quartz and other types of crystals that are about 25 to 50 gold each. They're not. She would let it slide. They're not actually magic items, so
Right.
they
I'll
wouldn't necessarily
buy a
count. But you're buying
crystal.
the bones, so you can buy the bones in a crystal.
I'm gonna buy those.
Okay, so you get 2 potions of healing, which is awesome to have. You get the augury bones and the crystal, which will be 550 gold total.
Well, let me go get those tomes for you. Please bear in mind that there is a very powerful curse on them if you don't bring them back.
Oh, I will definitely return them.
You know, you lend books out sometimes and people don't bring them back. It's a big problem that I've experienced.
Is there a time frame on the curse?
You'll know.
Alright.
At this time, you actually hear from your waist, if you do have the orca with you.
I do. I have
Okay.
the Orca Delicato.
He says, "Be careful of curses there, Laniver. I don't trust this one. She seems similar to the one that ensnared me and stored me in this sword.
All right. I will read them very quickly.
Read quickly, young Laniver.
Thank you. Thank you, Don Carlos.
Of course, anytime. I do want to be part of that social club, though, so I'm really glad that you got your admission into
Oh, yes,
that.
definitely. I'll be sure to bring you to all the meetings.
Thank ye. I'm very appreciative of that, Laniver. I knew we would be fast friends since the moment you held me in your hands.
Okay, I'm gonna write Lanny / Don Carlos fanfiction where he takes a physical form, and they're like, we actually love each other.
Yes, incredible. Yes. You are now members of her social club, the Spellbound Social Club, which is a book club, primarily romance novels.
The book for this next one would be, I have it actually for sale if you would like it. It is called Kiss of Fire.
Ooh.
And it has a very fancy looking Ifriti on the cover.
Oh, how much for that?
Oh, these books for social club members are 1 gold.
Oh, I will definitely.
Okay, I'll get one of those.
I'll get one.
She gives you the books, and she will direct you, if you would like, to the publisher's location for Evangeline Sparks, because that would probably be the best lead for getting in touch with that novelist who has the gem now.
Okay.
The sun has begun to set by now. It's a beautiful sunset, and you can head over if you want to tonight, or you can go back to bed, even though you're probably not tired, and do whatever you would like to do.
I'm gonna go over to the publisher, because why the heck not?
You make your way from the Sky Market to Lark's Way, which is where the Beholder is, where the House of Heavenly Delights is, that part of the city. And you find a very small nondescript building with a small plaque on the front that says Sirens Press. And when the Orca sees that, Don Carlos, he's like,
The sirens press. I'm not into this at all, Laniver.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Don Carlos.
Keep your wits about you. This whole thing is foul and dangerous.
All right, I shall.
But inside there is a human man who is balding, a little bit older, and he's sitting at a reception desk, and he looks up as you enter and he says, "Hey, good evening. How's it hanging? What do you need?"
Hi. I was wondering if we could speak to Evangeline Sparks.
Are you a fan? Because I can take any notes for her. I can give her a message. We don't usually just let anybody off the street meet her.
Yes, we are fans. We are here about another matter. She was traded a ruby that is very important to my family, and I need to get it back.
Okay, make a persuasion check. Does anyone want to help Hilrana?
Terrible at
Yes,
persuasion.
yes.
Please help me.
I will help
So yeah, you can make a roll with advantage for your persuasion.
because we look very trustworthy.
I like how the least charismatic person is doing the
17.
charisma. Oh, good. Yeah.
Ooh.
Excellent. So he nods and he says, "All right, she is actually on the premises right now, so let me go check, and then if it's okay with her, you can go and chat with her." So he goes for a little while. He closes and locks a door that goes into a back hallway. And then just about a minute or two later, he comes back and he says, "All right, come on with me. She's back in the courtyard. She's a little bit busy right now, but she can give you a few minutes of her time." He leads you down this hallway, and then it opens up into a small courtyard in the back of the building. And you see a alarming yet intriguing sight, which is the light is fading. It's the golden hour of light. And you see in the back courtyard a scene set before you. There's a painter sitting at an easel taking sketches of these figures. There is an incredibly ripped minotaur wearing a thin loincloth and a voluptuous half-elf in only gold body paint. And they are standing still in this very provocative embrace. And you see a very small fairy woman with wings that kind of look like a Luna moth and light green hair fluttering, literally hovering over the shoulder of this artist, giving him pointers and then yelling things at the models, you would guess, to change their poses slightly as they are doing a sketch for maybe her next book.
Ooh,
So
sneak
Luna moth,
peek.
Fairy Evangeline.
You would assume. He says, Miss Evangeline, these are the people that I spoke of, and then he will retreat. And she looks over briefly at you all, flutters around in a circle, and says, "Oh, well, hi, I can help you. I'm a little bit busy, as you can see right now. We're starting to lose the light, but you said you needed a gem?"
Yes, I'm so sorry. It's so nice to meet you.
You gotta
first of all.
move your arm over there. Move it over. No, the other way. Come on. Ugh. And so, sorry, what did you say?
You traded a copy of your new novel to Annette at the
Okay, yeah. What about that? You said something about a gem. Time is money. I gotta get this done. What's going on?
My father accidentally lost that gem, and we need it back.
It's a priceless family heirloom, and it was traded in error.
Oh well, shit. That's really bad news for you. I actually don't have it anymore.
Oh no.
Sorry about that, but yeah, I gave it to some guy. I saw him on the street. He looked really good for one of my covers that I was working on for the Bloodlord's Thirst. It's kind of a gothic book that I've been working on. Anyway, no, don't, please. You gotta stick your butt out more. This is not working. And so she goes over and she grabs the person's hips and moves them backwards and then flutters back over. Anyway, sorry. So I saw him on the street. I needed a model. My model had just crapped out on me. He came and he saw the gem and he was like, "Wow, that'd be a really cool present for my uncle for a birthday party coming up." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. I just really need to get this cover done. I don't need this gem. I just thought it was cool in the moment."
Do you
Anyway.
happen to know his name or where we can find him?
She snaps her fingers and that assistant comes out and she said, "What's the name of that guy that I gave the model that I gave the gem to?" And he flips through a bunch of pages and he says, "Oh, it looks like it was a Luke Bloodworth."
Okay.
Sorry, can't help you.
Thank you so much. No, that's very helpful. Thank you so much for your time.
Do you need anything signed while you're here?
Oh, yes. Could you sign my copy of one of your latest, The Kiss of Fire?
Kiss of Fire, yeah, definitely. She grabs it and scribbles it in really quickly. A pen appears from out of the
I also
midair.
want my copy signed.
Okay,
please.
she signs the copies of your books. Sorry about that. I gotta get back to
No,
work.
thank you so much,
Thank you
Miss
for your help.
Evangeline. I can't wait to read your next book.
As you are leaving, make a perception check for me, everybody.
14.
4.
10.
Lanny, you're the only person catches that as you are leaving, the Minotaur tries to give like a saucy wink at Faris, and that she totally misses it.
Damn!
Faris, he just winked at you. Ooh, the Minotaur.
And then she's going to mouth, beholder, at him.
And he gives a little smile and then goes back to his pose.
I want Faris to get in a relationship with the Minotaur. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
She can ride him in multiple
The
ways.
Minotaur model.
Uh-huh.
Anyway. Okay, so you now know that Luke Bloodworth has this stone that your family needs.
But he's giving it to his uncle.
He's giving it to his uncle, apparently, for a birthday.
Guess I'm going to the Beholder and see if I could find him there.
Is his uncle the Lord? I mean, the Baron?
Make a
Oh yeah,
history
Baron
check.
Bloodworth.
Oh, shit, a natural 1. So I have no idea.
Nope, definitely
Natural
not.
20.
Okay, the big... you're still thinking about that Minotaur.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
hot.
got a 15.
Yes, so you are positive, Lanny, that Luke Bloodworth would be the nephew of Baron Bloodworth, who is the person that you had read about, and man dancing with Lady Cosima in your one vision that
And are
you
they
had.
still in town?
No, they had left town in the middle of the night, right after the wedding.
Dun, dun, dun. But, all right, so...
Did he leave town before he could have gotten the ruby?
Correct. He would not have been here. Luke has been staying,
Excellent.
as you had heard from Sono and from Luke, that he had been in town since the wedding. He had been his first time in the city, and he was just enjoying the sights.
Well, we could send a calling card to Sono. I have a feeling he wouldn't mind seeing us again.
That's a good idea. I think we should do that. But I think I'm also, since we're near the Beholder, I think I want to check in there
Sure.
and see if he's maybe visiting Adonis.
Probably. Well, then, I'll just go tidy up my booth. Adonis won't give you anything if he sees me.
Lanny, would you mind coming with me since I'm not very good at persuading people?
Oh, it's no problem at all, of course.
Chadley looks a little reticent to go back to the Beholder after his embarrassing incident and his outburst, but he reins it in. He's actually been very sweet and snuggly, and he's been very calm on this whole adventure. You make your way back over to the Beholder. It's not very far from here. It's nighttime, so it's open again. You go inside, and indeed you do see Adonis and Lord Bloodworth sitting in one of the booths towards the back space of the room.
All right, I go over to them.
Luke, as soon as he sees you, stands up and he says, Mistress Hilrana, it is a pleasure to see you again.
A pleasure to see you as well. I actually came here to see you. I have a question to ask you.
Of course, you ran off so suddenly the other evening. I
Oh,
guess it
yes.
was last night. But
Yeah, I was kidnapped. That's another
is
story, though.
you were kidnapped? Are you
I'm
all right? And
fine.
he grabs your hand a little bit and he looks at you like with a very concerned look.
I pat his hand and I have to say, it's okay. I didn't mean to startle
Chadley's fur bristles a little bit when he
you.
touches you, but he chills
I
back
start
out.
stroking Chadley, patting him on my shoulder.
Ah, yes,
Calm him
the
down.
fearsome beast that bit me. Is he doing all right? I see he has a head wound. Laniver, it is a pleasure to see you as well. Adonis is just sitting there, like his arms crossed.
Hi, Adonis.
Hi.
So sorry to be
We
taking
do-
up your time,
yes, we-
Adonis.
We'll-
It's fine as long as you know who isn't here. I don't have a problem with you all.
Oh, I haven't seen her this evening.
Good.
Yes, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
It
but
is not a problem at all.
I have to ask you, did you get a ruby from Miss Evangeline Sparks?
How do you know that?
Well, I've been chasing it around all day. You see, it's a priceless family heirloom that my father lost, and I'm trying to get it
my.
back.
That is unfortunate.
I've already sent it off in the mail to my uncle for the birthday of his new paramour.
Oh. Lady Cosima.
The problem is, it's not actually Hilrana's family heirloom.
Ooh.
The jewel was given to Hilrana's father to make into jewelry.
Yes, of course.
But now the family who owned that ruby is after Hilrana. They kidnapped her yesterday.
Hilrana, that is terrible.
And if we can't get the jewel back, they'll kill her.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, he looks very alarmed and concerned, and he says,
We must do something about this. You all must come with me to my estate, my uncle's estate. You can be guests at the party. It is, if you would
Will
like.
he be there?
He is there with his new paramour. I sent the present ahead of me. I'm actually heading out of town tomorrow. And Adonis looks at him and he's like, no! And very disappointed. Yeah, yes, I was planning on inviting Adonis to come with me, but perhaps you could be my guest instead.
Oh, I wouldn't want to intrude on Adonis's place.
I'm sure Adonis won't mind. But Adonis is like but he doesn't say anything. He just smiles. The most pissed off smile.
And somewhere in her booth, Faris just had a little tiny orgasm without knowing why.
Whew.
I would be happy to escort you to the estate, and it is a few days away, but I'm sure my uncle would be happy to get back the gem.
Oh, I would be happy to go. Adonis, I would owe you a favor, of course.
Oh no, it's fine. I need to stay here and work anyway.
That's so considerate of you, Adonis.
You know me, I'm so generous.
You are generous and so kind.
I have thought this about Adonis. You are quite a remarkable person.
Yes, and thank you so much for your help.
Of course. I shall send my carriage for you. Is tomorrow too early?
Oh no, the earlier the better.
All right. Well, I shall enjoy this last evening with Adonis.
Yes.
And I shall see you tomorrow.
Thank you again for your help.
Of course.
And for some reason, I'm backing away, but also kind of bowing. And I'm not sure why. It just seemed appropriate.
He's used to it. So you now have an invite to go to Lady Cosima's birthday party at Baron
we need to
Bloodworth's
figure out what's going
estate
on.
Girl, what are you doing?
tomorrow. Are you going to bring anyone else with you, or are you just going to go by yourself?
Are we? Oh.
I could go.
Can I bring people with me? Are we? Is the invitation extended just to me or to?
If you
My
have
group.
any servants that you want to attend to,
Excellent,
you can bring
thank
them
you.
as well.
I do. I will bring my 2 servants with,
Okay.
and Chadley, of course.
Oh, yes, right.
Chadley's loving that.
Chadley is
Oh.
just, you can feel him slightly vibrating, but he's keeping it together. He's keeping it in check.
When Faris is told, she doesn't even care. When she's told that she will be in disguise as a servant of Hilrana, and that thwarted Adonis from being able to go, she will physically laugh so hard that it's concerning.
Okay, nice.
Incredible. People look over is she okay?
It goes on uncomfortably
As you're
long,
leaving, as you're walking down the
and
street.
we're all just kind of
still
look like
It's
looking
awkward.
around.
incredible.
So I guess we're going back to Greg's.
Yes.
Greg, yep.
We're walking into Greg's, and I'm gonna tap Lanny on the shoulder and say, "Can I talk to you for just a moment?"
Of course, Faris. What do you need?
Well, Lanny, this might be a little awkward. And I know we're friends, but last night, when I grabbed your hand, I felt a spark. Did you feel anything?
Laney's going to turn like bright red. Oh, yes.
Well, I just want you to know that even though I kind of was flirting with that Minotaur a little bit, if you ever felt comfortable exploring that spark, I'm always open. But I'm also just glad to be your friend. I'll leave that ball in your court, sugar. But may I kiss your cheek?
Of course, yes.
And I'll kiss Lenny's cheek and then just sort of back away and do the little finger wave as I go into my room.
I'm just going to stand there stunned for like 2 whole minutes. And then I'm going to like really disorientedly search for how do I get back to my room.